Hey, zdravo, Borut Petrlin here, Topshit Photography, and today is Sunday, tomorrow is Monday, and tomorrow morning I'm printing my book, like offset book. We're talking about the Light Mood book, let's talk about the book. Challenge number one is what kind of book am I making? What kind of size, what kind of style, what kind of... So here are a couple of examples. Okay, first category I would call it catalog kind of book. Meaning, of course we know Bresson and he was really against any cropping. So all the pictures in this book are uncropped, are with a black border, and there are so many of them. They're really crammed into the small book, should we call it, into this budget. So that reflects it here. And so yeah, I would call it, you can see many books like that, it's like more like a catalog than a photo book. It doesn't really have a storyline, has more documentation of the pictures. The second one, I would call it, the second category, I will call it a category that is very much influenced by National Geographic. Again, every square centimeter of the book is being filled. So a lots of double, triple, like really full, like a lot of pictures in a book. Kind of cramped, and this is from David Allen Harvey. Oh, that's his sign. So yeah, similar thing, like kind of here it has a little bit more spaciousness, and but you get it, like one page, one photo, one page, one photo, one page, one photo. Okay, 2 pages, 2 photos, but then again, it slips back. Yeah, so this is, I would call it National Geographic kind of style. And then one is very interesting is books that are kind of art book, like for instance, by Norfolk, like just as you would take, basically this kind of book is as you would take a picture from the wall of the gallery and put it into the book. So again, untouchable, just very avoiding any breaking of the very clean images, very respectful, very lots of space around, and okay, this one from Alex Timmermans is really one of my favorite books in this category, I would call it, in this gallery kind of. It's the same thing, like, pictures are very respectable, just like you would take them from the wall of the gallery and put them right on the right page. Very but graphic design is done by Rick Persson. Wait 1 second. Yeah, the graphic design is, but the graphic design by Rick Persson, he did really few very good tricks. For instance, here you have this, but on this side, he put something, laundry day, like kind of he put this images that are kind of going along with this one, and put plus this transparent paper. It was really smartly done, and because otherwise it will be just too boring, like in a sense of a graphic design, it would be just too predictable. So here and there you have this gem of a transparency paper and a still life, and actually I think this is really good, or this book reader, and here we have this. It kind of breaks the rhythm. It really makes a rhythm, And I think this is really good a very clever way of making a rhythm in a book, but still keeping this respect to the pictures every single, like if there would be no graphic design like this, graphic design I guess would be kind of like a catalog. I would put it in the catalog section in my category. But like this, it's really, really nicely done. And the last but not least, I would, there are books that are kind of, they're like an art objects. Look at this one. Jungin Lee. Look at this one. Wow. So in this case, it's just the opposite. Like the book is the art object. You know, it's not the photographs are not taken from the wall of the gallery and put it inside. It's actually just the opposite. This is the artwork. This is, and it's like really, it's a really amazing 3D object. You know, really like this one I kind of like a lot. You know, is it's about birds. It's very simple motive, but you know I love this quality of paper and how you know lots of space is being left around. You know, it's kind of it's quite a bit different than, you know, 80s and Bresson. This one is also very beautiful by Albaran Cabrera. Remembering the Future is again it's beautiful. It's the book. The printing, the quality of images in a book are making the story, you know, like it's kind of with these gold leaves and, you know, kind of I think it's really, really nicely made. And what about my book? You know, in my previous, my first book, Father's Tale, I shot it on many different formats, from 6x6 to 5x7 inch, 4x5 inch, 8x10, and even 10x12 inch. So on the end, I decided to go for 3:4 ratio of the format, and that actually gives it's a very strong decision to make. What kind of book you want to go? Well, in my next book, my next book, Light Mood, is more like a 35 mil, like 2:3. So that's why I chosen this kind of format, which is like 2:3 format. So, you know, my pictures will fit better. A concept for this book in one sentence is that it's a love story between curves, lines, between shadows and light, between objects and subject. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, this is the first photo. You know, see, it's like a love story between curves and lines and subject and object, because you think, oh, this guy is you know, a motive, but it's not. Like the focus is not on him, and I think that's pretty cool, you know. And also this light that is coming here, you know. And I love this to start with 2 double spreads, you know, because I'm catching the viewer's attention by this big 2 double spreads, and then I'm going to one of my my favorite photos that is also on the cover, Light Mood, you know, a love story, you know, like, and about between shadows and light and shadows, between, you know, you know, this guy connecting with eyes, you know. I think this is really, really a strong photo. Yeah. And this shapes and shadows, you know, this is the point, the key. So after what, 6-7 photos, I'm establishing the rules of the ground rules of this book, and now I'm stopping it. I'm stopping it with a square. This is a square, and why square? Because square is actually a sign of a piece, you know. And also I'm making a smaller square, you know. So look, you know, like, kind of before was like I started with like big spreads, and now I'm stopping it with small pictures. And furthermore, what is in this picture? I mean, what is your eye seeing? You know, it's you don't know. It's actually wandering around, you know. I mean, of course, I photographed this guy on the phone, but I chopped his face off, you know. And also here, you know, like, what is the motive here? You don't know, because, you know, like this, I guess this rectangular and this flower in the middle, that's what actually makes it. But you see, kind of, eyes kind of wandering around. Whereas here, or even more here, you know exactly where to look at, you know, like you go to the face of this lady here, this body gesture, and look at the composition, you know, like that's like through whole the book, I try to keep my lines straight without any distortion. And, you know, this is because why? Straight lines and it's bringing peace in this chaos of every day, you know, like, listen, I'm you know, it's actually the story, it's not about one linear story, you know, it's very, very eclectic, so that's why it has to have very straight rules, like the lines are very, 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 very aligned, you know. Again, curves, stopping it with literally a stop sign. And but you see how it works, like, you know, after having like big photos, I'm stopping it. And again, you know why I'm stopping it? Because this photo I've seen only as a square, you know, and I had to prepare a dynamic in this book to actually that this photo is actually I can actually being able to place it. So that's why I kind of make this stop and then pop this guy, and then this guy is following. You see, it's kind of like coming together. You see this rhythm, and this is one of my favorite books. You know, like one of my favorite photographers is Gary Winogrand. You know, and when I took this photo, I said, "Oh my goodness, Gary would love this photo." Yeah, I love it too. And this is actually, look, this is again, this is like a spread. It comes like here somewhere. Yeah. So, you know, actually there is like, it's kind of, I am playing around with the viewer. Why? Because you don't see, it's like unfocused. You don't know what I photographed, you know. The only thing that is actually interesting can fit here. Look. If I cover this, just this line, the face of this lady, the picture is gone. But when she's there, she makes this, oh wow, that's what he was photographing, you know, that kind of, it's a game of, it's a visual game. And again here, you know, like look at this face of this lady, you know, her face is covered with this Visa and whatever sticker. And here her face is covered also, you know, kind of, you see this kind of like, this is how I'm putting pictures together, you know, it's not very obvious, it's not very, yeah, you see, and also this black, you know, here really plays an important role, the black, because the black is connecting this and this. Actually, I wanted to put this photo together with this photo, but it was too much. Like I had to put each photo in separate spread. And you see the black, you know, again the black, and this shadow coming through. I love this one. The cat running away, and I'm photographing it. My camera catched that leaf, and I love it. You know, it's kind of like a little bit of error inside, you know, because autofocus catched this one, and I kept this one. I love it. And this one, you know, this is so cool. You know, I saw this lady. She lost her papers, you know, on the floor, and she was picking it, and I said, "Oh my God, that's really cool." And I frame it, and here I made this square. Why? Because here there are some cars and stuff, you know, and actually I cut it out. So actually, remember, I'm following these straight lines very, very strictly, because straight lines gives you a security as a viewer, gives me as a photographer a security, because I know how to put this chaos of every day into the visual poetry. Yep. Again, you see how relaxing that works in a book. And then buck, you know, look, there are squares, right? And now puck, there are squares again, but just the opposite, like it's a negative, you know? I'm playing with forms, with lines, with shadows, with just opposing pictures together. And this is, you know, this is what I love to do, and I love this one. You see the square again? And this is great, you know, just imagine this is a spread, something like that. And this guy's on the left, this guy's on the right. When I took this photo, I knew it, oh my God, this is a great photo, but, you know, I had like a 2 to 3. I said, this would be so cool as a panorama. And it is cool as a panorama. Again, like a panorama. I'm making a break from those squares, you know, I'm extending the view of the viewer. And this, you know, it's actually 2 shots, but they are like, this is the same cloud. And actually, I think it's kind of cool because you expect that this is double spread. You expect that this is a double spread. You see that this is a double spread, and then you're expecting another double spread, but it's not. It's actually 2 different shots. You know, it's another trick. And then this one, te amo, you know, like this guy saw that I'm photographing and he kissed her, you know, and she looked and she smiles, and it's so good, so good, so good. This is like, you know, if you would stage it, you would never do it like so perfectly. And this guy like was just passing through, and with the phone, I have to crop much because this was, here was like a ugly car, and kind of I made a focus on this upper third of the photo. You see, this is very, very important. How I'm actually, so the motive, the eye goes to this guy, but I am balancing this guy with something that is out of the picture. So that's why the, you know, the book works. That's why composition works. Look at the cover page, you know. The cover page, you know, like exactly like if I would just photograph this guy in the middle, would be boring. But I put it on the right corner, you know. So actually everything around is just as important. And after this guy, the same principle again, you know. A girl standing on the corner. You see this? Exactly. Straight lines, beautiful sun, shadows, you know. You understand, you know, this is how I'm playing this role. This is the rules that I set for myself, like visual rules. And here, you know, I saw this picture of beetles on a wall of a bakery that actually burned down. So that's why we went inside, and I saw this picture of beetles, and I took that and I said, only that picture will not work in a book. So I was looking for, on the street, I was looking for a photo that will actually come to be a match to this one. I knew that I need a pair for this one, cannot stand alone. This is not a photo that will stand alone. So I found this political posters, and then, you know, I made this crop that is kind of just the opposite of this one, and I think it kind of works together. Again, beautiful spread, panorama. Beautiful spread, perspective leading there, but still the lines are straight, you see? This guy is perfect, you know. He saw me, he smiled, and I just catch him just where this, I think it's perfect. This lady hidden behind all these objects. And then this one, straight lines. It works as a 2x3, but I extend it as 2/3. I extended also furthermore, but then I lost the upper sky, so I didn't like it. So that's why I made like 3/4 of the spread. And this is the last photo. This guy is not even sharp, you know, like if I'm imagining like, but you know, kind of like I think it's a good idea to finish with this kind of photo. One really important advice: after you finish your book, you print it out and you let it digest. And because I bet you will find one mistake or one change or something like that before it will go to print. And that's exactly what happened to me. Like last week I didn't have any time because I had an individual workshop with Odette from Tel Aviv. And you know, see, he brought me this, you know, like wireless. Thank you, man. This is so cool. You know, I don't know how I did it, how I managed to do it without, but thank you so much. Anyway, last week I was working with him, and you know, and I thought I was very happy that I finished with my book, so I didn't went back. And now when I'm doing this vlog, I realized that I forgot to put in the book one of my favorite photos. It's really like when I realized that, you know, my heart sank, and I said, there will be a rerun, you know, there will be a rerun. People will buy 500 books, and then I have to print it again, and I will include this one in. So here we have a deal. You guys who order as a pre-order, which is actually, you have another 2 weeks, or let's say till the end of the year, okay? You will get also one print with it. It will be a small print like this size. It will not be our art print. It will be a small one, but just like as a thank you for supporting me. And thank you, my Patreons, you know, like you are supporting me hugely, and you know, I'm feeling very confident to go in this financial crazy gambling. Thank you for watching. I forgot one thing. Sorry, I forgot one thing. For every vlog that I make, I pick one Patreon that is supporting me. Regardless on the amount of support that he or she is giving me, and on top of everything that we have a deal already. I am also picking one Patreon and giving him or her a book or something else. So my Light Mood book will be given to Thomas Ferris from Georgia, USA. Thank you, man, and thank you all of you. It's an honor. Woohoo! Yay! Yay! Woohoo!